I was surgically removing my appendix this morning when I realised I pulled out the wrong thing, and that got me thinking. Beggars, the freeloaders of Norman Sky. And in today's video, we are going to talk about the epidemic of begging that has swept across Norman Sky since 4.0. So let's get into today's video. So first of all, what is a beggar? A beggar in Norman Sky is a traveller that sits outside of the Nexus. Now, I've got a whole group of them behind me, and all they'll do for hours on end is sit there. Now what they're hoping for is travellers wanting to do duplication glitches, or just travellers trying to get rid of inventory, is they just want free items. They'll go AFK, they'll go about the daily business, and when they come back, they are hoping their entire inventory is filled with looty goodness. Now, just like beggars on the streets, you will see them accompanied by pets, usually to try and gain your attention, because you'll see them from the corner of your eye and go, oh, that's a really good pet, you'll go to investigate. Then you'll see them just begging. And while you're there, you might be obliged to hand over some items, especially if you're trying to do an inventory clear out. I've done it plenty of times myself. I am part of the problem. I have a disease. But one thing to know is the begging industry right now in Norman Sky is absolutely booming. So we're going to go ahead and ask some beggars to see what their take on it all is. So we'll go ahead and I put in the chat, how does one feel about being a beggar? Being a beggar in Norman Sky. Now, I was hoping that they would say, oh, well, you know, I just need it to get by, I need it for items, you know. Give me some sort of sub-story that would make me feel, you know, like I've been in their position. But no, all they said was, I feel good. I feel good about it. They don't see anything wrong with this. They actually love it. So then I forward and I tried to press the buttons a little bit, just to see if I could get another kind of reaction. I was like, do you feel any shame? Any shame about being a beggar, knowing that you're basically trying to freeload off of people? And I got a nope. Which is both absolutely hilarious and also part of the problem. Now, I can understand why someone would want to beg. Now, in this situation, it would be for example, new players when they don't have two oxygen atoms to rub together. And, you know, they want to sit down, try and get something from more established players in order to start making their way in Norman Sky, you know, maybe get the first few million units, whatever the case would be. But these are players behind me that you can see that I've got capes on, you know, they're well dressed. You can tell they've been playing Norman Sky for a long while. Do they really need the loot? Probably not. So why else would they want to do it? I honestly believe they just want to do it just to gain. It's like the rich get richer kind of thing. And you see it in actual, like, in society as well, where you actually have people who are not poor by any means, shape or form, but they'll still be on the streets begging because it actually pays more than a regular job. Now, is that the case what's happening here? They know that rather than going out in the big wide world of Norman Sky and having to harvest the resources themselves, could they make more by just sitting down, going AFK, leaving the computer on and going to do other things, and when they get back, they have an inventory full of loot that they've not even had to particularly work for. All they've done is sit in the anomaly and spawn pets. That's it. That is a question I will leave up to you. What do you guys think on that situation? Do you think that these people really, really need the loot, or do you really think that they are just doing it because they can't be bothered going out and harvesting the resources themselves? Let me know your conversation on that. Me, I'm divided. I think it's an absolute great way to make resources, but I wouldn't personally do it unless I was doing an experiment or I was a new player. I've given new players plenty of items. I have given them billions and billions in items before, just to get them established in Norman Sky that little bit quicker. But for the newer player, that would be acceptable. But for an existing player, would you consider that okay in Norman Sky? Let me know again in the comment section down below. But begging is big business in Norman Sky. You see it every day and it's never talked about. Most people wouldn't even care. They just look over it because no one's ever raised the issue before. Begging in Norman Sky is a problem. And it's a problem that you probably haven't even noticed. Anyway, guys, that is everything from me here today. And as always, my name is Professor Cynical, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now.